training. So in this business, you need to be in training. Training is very important for all of us as members that we may improve our business. So my name is Damaris Macharia. I'm married to a wonderful gentleman seated beside me here. And together, been blessed. You can see his face. Yeah. And so together we've been blessed with 2 daughters and 2 sons between the ages of 16 and 5. Well, I trained as a secretary, and therefore from there I got health complications. I got a bed rest, blood pressure was too high. So I decided to follow the doctor's instruction, and my husband also introduced the products to me for using. So I used salmon oil, I used Calmag, I used zinc for the sears. I've gone through 4 of them. I used NutriShake for healing, and I'm grateful to these products. I'm so grateful to our team members, our world team members, Josephat and Pieros, and for introducing us to the business part of it, because for real we had used the products, had used the skincare, had used the LDC, and so we are forever grateful to you. May God bless you so much. So today I would like us to learn about digestive health. As you know very well that you are as healthy as your healthy gut. So what is digestion? Digestion is a process in which food is broken down into a form that can easily be absorbed and be used by the body cells. It starts from the time you put food into the mouth and also until it is eliminated. So the quality of food that you eat will largely influence your digestive system. So therefore, it's good to avoid fatty foods, foods with a lot of fats, avoid sugary foods, avoid overprocessed foods, and try to have food that is high in fiber. So there are various factors that influence the digestive system. You find that when you are having a lot of stress, it can make you have issues with your stomach. Also, if you have food that is not having enough vegetables, fruits, and also whole grain foods, like dengu, like beans, like all these kind of cereals in your food. And also whole atta foods, like the way we have the whole grain maize meal, the whole grain atta flour for chapatis. So it's very important for you to have food that is having the whole grains. So even age contributes much to your digestion. You find that as you grow older, your metabolism slows down as you age. And so therefore, it's very important to make sure that you eat the right foods, take plenty of water, and also do a lot of exercise with yourself. You know that you need at least 30 minutes for exercise every day, at least in a day. And so it also improves your metabolism. There are also factors and problems that are associated with improper digestion. If you're not having a good system, you'll always experience bloating, excessive gas, you'll have constipation, you'll have slow bowel movements. And so it's very important to know, when you see these things, it's also good to see a doctor and also find out what the problem could be causing. And now, on our side as New Life, we have solutions that we have on our side as New Life company that are able to help us have a good digestion. So we have solutions. So we said before that, we said we have issues with heartburn, we have bloating, we have constipation, we also have slow bowel movements, we also have bloating and gas. So those can contribute to you knowing that there's something wrong with your system. So what do we have as the New Life solution? Number one, we have products that you can use that are very, very important to use. Number one, you have fiber. This one contains soluble and insoluble fibers. It reduces blood sugar levels. It prevents colon-related problems and also prevents constipation. We also have garlic. Garlic is a natural antibiotic. It fights infections and nurtures healthy bacteria. We have omega-3 salmon oil. It is an anti-inflammatory supplement. It helps to soothe your gut. We have carotenoid complex that has raw fruits and vegetables. It provides powerful carotenoids rich in carrots, red bell peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, spinach, apricots, and peaches, which are very important for your health. And so we are told that one bottle of carotenoid complex provides a whole 115 kgs of raw fruits and vegetables in every bottle. And so you are safe with the carotenoid complex. We also have aloe vera plus, which is very good for soothing the digestive system. It helps in digestion and heartburn. It has good healing and antiseptic properties, and you require just a little, like 50 ml to 100 ml per day. It relieves digestive, and it has natural herb natural herb blends of chamomile and ginseng. And so you also know about stage 6. Stage 6 is also a herbal laxative. It doesn't have any chemicals and no drugs added, and so it's very effective. It also helps in reestablishing proper elimination. So with those ones, you are sorted out. So you learned a lot of products to use. You say stage 6 is important, fiber is important, aloe vera plus is important, garlic is important, omega-3 salmon oil is important, and our beautiful carotenoid complex, which has fruits and vegetables. You can also incorporate zinc. It's very, very important. And it also heals the wounds. Like if you have ulcers, it's very, very important. So that one comes to the end of our products today for our digestive system. And thank you for listening to me. Back to you, our PT heroes.
Wow, wow, thank you very much. This is exciting. Thank you, Damaris, for that short and precise. We really appreciate. And as you've said, you are as healthy as your gut. So congratulations, that was really precise, and it was also very short for us to understand. So let's take those products. You know that most of the challenges that we have in the body start from the gut. So if we really take care of our gut, you can be sure you will be very healthy. So let's go for it, guys, and use those products. And so we are going to the next step because we have another speaker coming on board. And he's going to be handling a very, very important topic, which is really key for you to build your business. And we are talking about building your business using your story. Because the best network marketers around are best in storytelling. And what stories are you going to tell? How are you going to give a compelling story so that you can be able to influence people to join you? And you know, the stories can be in products. So you can have used a product, like for me, I used the weight management products, and I had a story to tell people about my weight management journey. So it's really exciting that today we are learning how you can tell your story. Some people are asking themselves, why am I not sponsoring? And I'm talking to so many people to join my business. And most of the time it is the way you give your story. And so today we have a great speaker, somebody who, when they tell their story together with the wife, their story is quite compelling, and that is why they've been able to build a huge business. Yet they came here for health, but today they have both health and money. So without much ado, I'm going to invite our next speaker, that is Mr. Chadwick Bwibo. So welcome, Bwibo, and take it away.
Thank you very much, Madam President, President Kariuki, for giving us this chance. So I'm Chadwick Bwibo, as you have heard, and I would like to congratulate Madam Damaris for giving us such a, yes, Damaris for giving us such a good and elaborate training on gut health. And therefore, we are going to start off right away and enjoy our storytelling. So storytelling is a very important aspect of network marketing, because in network marketing, what we do is we make sure that we relate to the people and we are able to tell them their story so that they can pick the story and use it in their lives. So let me start with my own story. Yeah, I'm Chadwick Bwibo. I'm based in Nakuru. Work as a physiotherapist in Nakuru General Level 5 Hospital. And I do this business as part-time in your life, as part-time since 2016 when I joined in November. And the reason why I joined this business is that we were going on very well. Our lives were looked organized and set for success until one day when my wife said she was not feeling well and we took her to a doctor. So when we took her to a doctor, the doctor examined her and he said, we would like to do some tests and examinations to confirm what I'm thinking. So when we went for the tests and the confirmations were made, it turned out that she had breast cancer and that it was urgent to be treated. And therefore we started off with the treatment as soon as we were able to. So after the treatment or during the treatment is when we realized the difficulties and the challenges that people suffering from cancer go through, because there are costs and they're very high. Then there are anxieties, there's pain, there's vomiting and side effects of the drugs that they use. And therefore we went through that harrowing experience, me and my wife, Sylvia, and we managed to finish the treatment through surgery, through chemotherapy. And chemotherapy was actually the worst because it really pulled her down and she pulled out all her hair and she could not be able to do most of her chores, because after chemotherapy she would be bedridden and she could not do much. So I would come in and help where we were able to. Our children were in school, so the challenges were actually many. But after the radiotherapy, when she came back from Nairobi after radiotherapy, is when she actually looked her worst, because she was very weak and she was not able to do much. And a friend of ours in the church told us that there's somewhere we could get assistance. So we went, we took her advice well, and we went to where she had asked us to go. And therefore we found ourselves joining New Life. And on that day that we went, we actually found Madam Pieros and Peter Josephat in that presentation. And therefore, after the training, we opted to come into the business so that we could get our drugs. And we got the supplements as we are directed, and we saw very good results immediately after. Now, as we speak, 5 years later, Sylvia is very okay. She has regained all her health, and she's doing this business full-time, part-time, and with all the emotions. So I'm happy to have had that direction into this opportunity. So we have been here making some impact on people, different people, giving them advice on what to do, giving them direction, and helping them to also to achieve their health and increase their money, income from this business. So let me go to the story that we are going to look at. So when you are telling a story, and that's why we are told that the story must be compelling, the story must have parts that will attract someone and connect that person to what they have gone through, or what they are seeing, or what they are fearing that they could go through. So the story is supposed to attract them so that you are able to connect and communicate. So what is the first part? The first part of the story is the introduction. So you introduce yourself, maybe you had a problem that you didn't like, and therefore you would like to focus on that. But when you are talking or are telling your story one-on-one, then you would need to know what is the challenge this audience of yours has. Is it health? Is it financial? Or is it other issues that you can offer a solution? So you need to find which area would you connect easily with this person, so that you can be able to connect and give a story that he or she would relate to and follow and do something that is important and that will give you results. So what do? You introduce yourself and give your story. The introduction should not be so long. It should be short, and it should cover all the areas of your life, because it is important for this person to know who you are, whether you're reliable, whether he can trust you, whether he can follow you. What are these things that you are doing? Do you have anything in common with these people? Are you going to be able to help them in the way that they think you can help them? So the introduction should be in such a way that the person is actually encouraged and sees the ability in you to help him go to the solution. Then the story should also start in such a way that you start with the area that was bad and that he can also look at and see, and the part that wasn't good that you wanted to be changed, or the part that he can also see and feel that's the part that you would like to be changed. So that story should start like that. So as we have started with, we are doing well until Madam was diagnosed with cancer. And then when she was diagnosed with cancer, we went through a harrowing experience, and therefore we were looking for a solution that we could use. Someone offered that solution. In a very brief statement, he told us, you go to such a place, you'll get assistance. So that was the way he could tell her story, because I think she had not known so much about network marketing, but she directed us where we would get a story, where we would get help. And therefore, when we went there, we got that help. So your story should flow in such a way that at the end of the story, there's an action plan that this person would be interested to follow, and that you would also want him to do and get results. So in our case, we were referred to a meeting. In your case, you may refer now this person to either to buy a product, if you have the product, or if it's a health solution, you provide information on what he can use, or you can advise on what else can be done in the situation that he is, so that you offer a suitable solution. The solution may not be only just new life. The solution may be something that someone else can provide, or you can connect it in such a way that the person genuinely feels you have genuinely been of help to them. So let's not pitch our story just to get this person to join the business, because this is a relationship business. So when you are telling this story and you find that this person has a problem that can be solved by someone else, not necessarily what you are offering, then give them the solution and make sure that you have an opportunity to do a follow-up, so that when you go to the next level, you connect first from the solution you offered, whether it was useful, how he found the solution, and how he's coping. So he already has a feeling that you are useful in his life, and you have directed him in a way that he can benefit. So he'll be willing to listen to more stories from you and to get more directions from you. So it's at this point that you can also give them solutions that you think now they may be able to help this person also connect to what you are offering. So remember that our offering is threefold. One, we are offering products for health. Two, we are offering an opportunity, a business opportunity that can change their lives financially and give them an income, an extra income. Then we're also having a solution that entails lifestyle. Remember that different people will have different needs. So you need to identify this need that this person has so that you connect this person to the solution that you have through the story that you tell. So everybody has to be told a different story. So don't stick to one story and think that you can only have one story. So you have to have very many stories that are interesting and are able to connect with this person to get to make a decision, either to join or to buy a product from you or to change their lives for the better. So that is what the purpose of this story is supposed to be. And remember that this story you are giving is your own story. So don't exaggerate and don't look for things that they can later on look at and find they are not valid or they are not truthful. So if you give your story, you may not be a very successful person in the business. You may not have done so much. So do not give an impression that you are doing too well, and yet the reality is that you're not doing that well. So you can use someone's story in your story. So you can use someone's story in your story. Like if you have an upline who is maybe this person has expressed the story, the person you are telling this story to has expressed a financial need. And you tell them a story about someone who started very small and he was struggling, even had a challenge of raising the starting capital, but now he's living well, his children are going to good schools, he's comfortable financially. So even if you don't mention the names, but the story should show that it is someone else who has already achieved this result, and that you also connect it to your own self by saying that I'm sure I'm also going to connect and to reach that level or even higher. And that if this new person comes in, he can also use the same method and change their lives. So the opportunity is open to all of us, so that whoever is coming and listening to our stories can be able to buy into our story and take action into doing these things. The big thing is that the story should show, one, compassion and caring, and you should also be in a mood to genuinely help this person out of the problem that he has. Because if you come in with a high expectation that this person must join, then you might end up with a problem of finding that if he has reservations or he has other questions, then your attitude your excitement may go down, or you may feel you have wasted your time. So if you genuinely want just to help, then it's upon that person to make a decision on where and how he can fit into the system. So let's be honest and be truthful as we are connecting with these people. This is a relationship. After some time, you'll be able to connect much faster and even more in more areas, not necessarily just the business aspect. So let's connect the story and let the story be something that even a third party can come in and verify that what you are saying was actually truthful. And that gives that person another source of another story that he can also sell to another person. Because in network marketing, we are trying to help others to start where we are and to go on and build their own teams. So as you tell your story, you should also look for how you are going to make sure that this story can help this person to also create his own story after some time with the trainings that he can use your story or that someone else's story to build that rapport and to connect to the new people that he is going to talk to. So what makes your story compelling? In summary, what makes your story compelling? One, the story must relate to the person you are talking to. So the story must relate with that person. If you are talking to a big crowd, then you need to make the story interesting and widely able to widely reach out to many people. And that's why you'll find someone starts with a bad area that most people have experienced before. So you'll find most people, like they say, motivational speakers, they always say that they had a bad background. But it is true that most people have a bad background. So if you start with a bad background, you will connect with more people than if you start with a very high background where only a few people can be able to connect with your story. So you may connect religiously, you may connect family-wise, you may connect socially, you may connect according to the quality of the people that we are talking to. So connect that story with them. If this, by good chance, if you have a crowd that maybe consists of very high achievers, then you also say the story that you started with, the small story, and how much you have achieved, so that they can also connect at the achievement level. Otherwise, if you just leave it at the disadvantaged level, then the connection will be limited because they'll find they don't have where to fit in. Then, what is the second aspect that makes your story compelling? The second aspect is your story having compassion and their interest at heart? Do you have their interest at heart? Is this story connecting with them in a way that they may be able to benefit from it? Or are you just saying a story that does not connect with them? Because if you tell someone how you traveled to Dubai, how you went to where, and you enjoyed all those things, and this person is struggling to get bread, you see, that story does not connect with them. He would connect faster with the story that says, I got a super grow and I sold to so and so at a small packet of a small package of just 60 meals, and he gave me 300. I've come with 300. I don't even have it here. You mean you can sell these things every day? So the story will now connect faster. You can get some income every day, small income that is able to help this person move from the situation of crying for food to the situation of now he has some food he can now try to improve his situation. So the stories that we say must be realistic and reasonable to the people that we are talking to. Then, with that connection, you can ask them whether they find the story you are telling them useful, or where they can, how they find the story, or how they find the opportunity that you are offering, the solution that you are offering, so that they may connect with you and you guide according to their need. Let them also say something. Don't just tell the story and leave it at that point, because we remember that everybody has a story. Only that you have a story that has been tailored to guide this person towards a direction. He also has a story of what he's going through. So when you hear the story of what he's going through and you are willing to listen to him, then he connects with you faster, because you are available, and you are able to connect with him and listen back to him. So please try to be patient with them, and don't hurriedly finish the conversation before they give you their own feedback and before they give you their own answers and experiences. So you can now relate more closely with the experiences that they have given you, so that you can even fit in another direction on what else they can benefit from the offer, from the solution that you are giving. So you may start by telling someone something else, thinking that maybe he has a financial problem, and then in the story you realize that actually his biggest problem might be maybe a family sickness that you are not even aware of. So the story may change from the financial to now the health issue. So you change the story and now give them the story of health issues and how people have benefited from what you have given, the products that you have given them, how they have people, if you have found people with similar problems, and how you helped them. So that connects them directly onto the products or onto the opportunity, and they'll give you a good response. So when you give a story, let it have an attractive conclusion. Don't start that you are suffering and then you are still suffering. If you are suffering, then the story you are telling should show how you changed. The story, in fact, should have a loop where the person is interested to know what happened until you changed. What products did you use? You say your wife had the cancer. What products did you use? Or what is this thing that happened where you are saying that you used and you did, and this person and your wife regained good health? So the ending should show that there are benefits derived from the process that we went through. So because I could not tell you the whole testimony of the enjoyment and the benefits that we have received from this organization, I wanted just to basically give the story on a health aspect so that we keep it at health, because the story is about health. And if someone else comes and you see that you want to connect with this person, maybe at lifestyle level, then you can talk about the hotels that you've gone to, the lifestyles that the company gives you, the possibilities of traveling around the world, and how the company pays, everything. So if you find that that person will benefit more from the lifestyle aspect, tell them the lifestyle stories. Tell them about Kempinski, about Windsor. So if you have not gone there, tell them about someone who has been there and what he has told you, what he did, what else, and what is preventing you from going. So if you are on the steps, don't tell them me have not gone because I'm just a senior manager. You tell them you are on a step to where you are working towards the grades that are required, so that you can also start enjoying this benefit. So the connection and the attractive conclusion will complete the story and give you the results that you decide. So as you are finishing, make sure that the audience is able to connect and give you feedback or to look for you, so that you can be able to connect them to the actual opportunity. So if you have an opportunity at that point, then you give it. If you are not able to connect it directly, then you can give them contact so that you can follow up later on, or you can give them a website. Like in New Life now, we have a website, so you can give them the link that you use either for trainings, or you can call them to the meetings where we call these meetings even on Zoom, so that they can come now and carry on from the story where it stopped to now the actualization, so that they can go through the process to also achieve what you have achieved. And that is the importance of the story, to get someone from where he is to start and to look forward to achieving the good things that were in the story. And that is my story. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Wow.
Back to you.
Wow, that is wonderful. Congratulations. What a great story from you, Chadwick. And your lesson has been really key. And so I believe all our members on this call have learned something. That is the key thing to learn, telling your story. They say that facts tell and stories sell. So don't tell people about what TNN, tell a story about this product. And so congratulations, our upcoming Ruby director. We are proud of you, because you were able to stay in the business and now you've really developed a compelling story. That is a compelling story. And I'm so happy the way you've been able to break it down on how we are supposed to tell our stories. And as Chadwick has said, you can tell your story even as early as a day or two old. You don't have to have stayed in the business for so long to have a good story. You can have a great story even as when you are a day old, 2 days old, because actually by just becoming a member, joining, it means that there's something that you got that has really compelled you to join the business. And so he has said that you can use the story even of your upline director or even of your sponsor, that person who motivated you to join the business. So I think in a summary, he has talked about your background. It's very, very important to tell people about your background. The other thing, what you did not like about your background. So my name is Pia Rose. I'm a mother, I'm a teacher by profession. Before this opportunity, I was teaching in high school, mathematics and physics, and I was employed by the Teacher Service Commission. That is my background. What didn't I like about my background? As a teacher, the remuneration was so little, and it was not able to cater for my needs. Again, I was so busy in school, I did not have time for my family. That is what I did not like. Now, what was the solution I found at Neolife or in the business? And you say that, like for me, I would say that somebody came to my house, actually, because of the stresses of life, of not having the time, not having enough money, I developed a weight issue. I was so stressed to the extent that I developed a weight issue. I went all the way to 124 kg. And now my pressure started going up. So that is really the challenge that I had. In 2010, I got somebody coming to our house and sharing with us an opportunity that was going to change our lives in health and wealth. And so they introduced us to wonderful products that were able to help me reduce my weight. And so I got my health back. I also was able to earn money from the opportunity. And so I was able now to pay my bills. And it also helped me to get time freedom because I was able to retire early through the business. Then after that, you talk about the future. How is your future? My future is very bright. And now the call to action. So it has to be very short. By the way, if you also tell people a very long story, you will really, they will forget. By the time you are finishing, they forget what you have said at the beginning. So actually, we are always taught that your story should be at least, somewhere between 2 minutes and 3 minutes, so that you don't use all the time telling your story. So let us go out there and tell your story. I think there is a time in our groups, on the WhatsApp groups, we were trying to get people tell their story. I want to give us an assignment today. Go record yourself, tell your story. You know, if you record yourself many times and you're able to even send us your story, what will happen is that we'll look at it and tell you, give you feedback so that we don't make the same mistakes. Because as I said earlier, the highest paid network marketers are storytellers. So let us learn to tell our stories. And as you tell your story, the story will differ, as Chadwick has said. So if you are dealing with a group of very young people, if you also tell them so much about products, what will happen? They'll shy away. If you are dealing with older people, now amekuja na mkwaju, you cannot start telling them about money, earning money. You will tell them about products. So you will have to be able to change your story to suit the people that you're talking to. And of course, today, because we don't have so many physical meetings and all that, you can also tell your stories through social media. And I've seen a mistake that people make. And by the way, we have very new people in this business. I can see Chris Muindi over there. And, you know, you can tell your story on social media. You can write down what you are, already what you are looking up to in your life. But now when you are telling your story, for example, maybe those who are my friends on Facebook, today morning, I was able to put my, my photo of before and after weight loss. And if you read what I wrote there, I just wrote about that I got a secret, you know, a solution. When you're sharing your story on Facebook or on Instagram or anywhere on social media, when you mention Neolife, as you tell your story, what will happen is this. Somebody has a neighbor who is a Neolife member. So they will say, I want to join Neolife through Malusi, and Malusi is their neighbor. Dr. Malusi is their neighbor. Yet you are the one who relayed the information on social media. So you have lost a client to Dr. Malusi. What I'm trying to tell you is you just give a call to action, where like today, when I was talking about my weight loss journey, I said I got to know about something that has helped me to be the weight that I am. And I've showed my picture of right now. And so I tell them, if you are interested, you can inbox me. But if I say I got these Neolife products, they will buy from the next person near them. So we need to really be able to tell our story in a way that we brand ourselves, not even just the company, we brand ourselves as us, because we are selling ourselves, we are not selling Neolife or even network marketing. We are selling our brand. So that is really key, and I believe you've learned something. And I hope from today we are going to tell a compelling story, and we'll be able to influence so many people, and we can be able to build an empire. What I know is that someone like Charlie Bolton, the guy that we heard from yesterday, has been able to build this business through storytelling. So anybody can tell their story. Charlie said that he only reached standard 7. And today he tells his story, and that is why he's the highest paid distributor in Neolife, the highest of all the pins in Neolife, who has been a 5-diamond director for many, many years. So let's go out and tell our stories. As we know, facts tell and stories sell. God bless you. I welcome Joseph now.
Asante sana. All right, thank you so much, Damaris and Chadwick and Pieros for the great teachings. Wow, it's exciting to see all of us getting closer and closer to the top. And please be sure that you are moving forward towards your goal. I don't want to talk much because we have recognition, and there are some people who will be saying hi to us. For now, I just want to mention one thing, and then I move to the recognition, that success loves speed. While some people are doing things in slow motion, those people who want to achieve too much too fast, in other words, to redeem time, then they move too fast. I mean, they do so much within a short period of time. When I was a full-time lecturer in the university, and Pieros was a high school teacher, we were able to go all the way to president team members. And people were wondering, how comes we are the most productive distributors, yet we were too busy? Now, the people who are full-time in the business, they weren't really doing much. And I discovered that sometimes when you have too much time, you do too little. So that brings us to the question of, how do you use your time? How do you use your time for the business? And do you look at the business as a side hustle, as some people call it? You really hustle, by the way. Don't look at it as a side hustle. Look at it as something that is even more important than your full-time job. I wish I had a loudspeaker to say that again, especially to those of us who are busy elsewhere. You cannot afford, ladies and gentlemen, to be too busy helping other people to achieve their dreams, and yours are shelved. I was so angered of the fact that I was working so hard. Man, I never liked working for mediocrity. I love working so hard, even if it meant missing meals. But then I reached at a point when I asked myself, surely, how do I work that hard? And I help my good bosses, and my dreams are nowhere to be achieved. So that's what made Pieros and myself to work very hard. And guys, as we get to the recognition, I want to challenge us. This month of June, let us work the hardest, the smartest. Do it as if you don't have any other month. Fortunately, if you hit it so hard, then you set your business in momentum, and you'll find yourself accelerating more in July, accelerating more in August, and so on and so forth. Don't do it with the mind of, if I don't do it this June, haki, July, mutaniona. By the way, hatutakuona. You won't even be there to be seen. You won't make much progress. So let's embrace this June as the only month that we have. So I want now to go straight to